Hey people, it is Friday, June the 17th. The time is 9:48 in the evening, and it's currently 18 degrees Celsius. And I'm just looking into Varsity Stadium. It's on Bloor Street West, at the northern end of the University of Toronto campus. And you can see the skyline off in the distance. And I thought I'd just take a walk east along Bloor Street, heading through the Bloor Yorkville area. We'll check out some of the Make Mile and some of Yorkville proper. It's sort of a blustery Friday night. As you can see, the wind is really whipping up a storm here. We'll take a look to see what's happening in one of the most popular nightlife areas, which is Yorkville. I have a feeling it might be a little on the quieter side tonight. I think tomorrow night will be the busy night. But I'm here now, so we just have to see what we get. And here's the northern entrance into Philosopher's Walk. It's a very scenic walkway. It'll take you down to Hoskin Avenue and right at the edge of Queen's Park. And much of the university campus runs south of here. And here's a cool nighttime view of the Royal Ontario Museum. I don't often walk through this area after dark. This unusual angular structure is referred to as the Michael Lee Chin Crystal. It was an addition to the historic museum building. And there you can see the more historic side here, running along Queen's Park. And there's another entrance on this side too. And there's the Church of the Redeemer. And looking north up Avenue Road. Now, I could have gone up Avenue Road to enter the Yorkville neighborhood at its most westerly point, but I think I'll take one of these pedestrian walkways off of Bloor Street. It'll take us up into the heart of the neighborhood. I think this is new, this Peloton store. So this is where the high-end fashion retailers are located. Well, it's not the only place, but this is one of the most well-known places to find such businesses. Yorkdale Mall is another location. As are a couple of other more upscale shopping centers. Across the street here. I'm not sure if this is one of these intersections where I have to press the button to get it to give me a green walk signal. There we go. It took a bit longer than it should have. Here's the walkway that will take us into Yorkville proper. Looks like we've got some construction here impeding my movement. So this is Cumberland Street. Wind is just blowing debris all over the place. Let's see if I can get across here.
I'm going to figure out the rest of it in the next few months.
And this will lead us back towards Avenue Road. Let's take a walk through Old York Lane. This is one of the neatest little spots here in the neighborhood. As long as you don't mind the music. I don't think it's too much of a problem here. Just seems to be a random generic beat from what I can tell. And this will take us up to Yorkville Avenue. So this is where the people of means like to come and spend lots of money. Almost everything in the neighborhood is vastly overpriced. But hey, if that's your cup of tea, then by all means enjoy. So here's Yorkville Avenue. Lots of these old Victorian townhouses have been turned into boutiques and restaurants. And in the 1960s, there were coffee houses and live music venues when this was the heart of the bohemian community, and then the hippie community in the later 1960s. Sort of like Toronto's Haight-Ashbury neighborhood. But then, once the 1970s set in, the neighborhood began changing. Gentrification took hold. The hippies all moved away. And things got really bougie. You can still find lots of old video clips from the 1960s on some Canadian news sources online, including on YouTube. CBC and National Film Board of Canada have some old clips and short documentaries about the Yorkville scene in the 1960s. It's pretty fascinating stuff. And since I'm on the topic, such notable Canadian celebrities such as Neil Young, Joni Mitchell, Gordon Lightfoot, and even the early incarnations of bands such as Steppenwolf or The Band all had their start here in Yorkville. Even Rick James, I believe, who was from nearby Buffalo. Well, I think Bellair Street has been pedestrianized again. I was hoping they would do that again this year. And I've said it previously, but I think this entire Yorkville area should be fully pedestrianized. It just makes sense. The narrow streets Not really conducive to car traffic in the first place. And the number of people always walking around, crowding the sidewalks. Just makes sense to open it all up to pedestrians. Looks like they're still in the process of setting up everything here. As I mentioned, I have a feeling tomorrow night will be the busy night, that everything will be happening. And you have to contend with some muzak, of course, when you walk through these neighborhoods. And here we are back on Cumberland Street again. And heading this way will take you to Bay Street and then to Yonge Street. I will go back to Bloor Street and we'll get a little bit more of the Mink Mile. And I always get a kick out of not Bay being located directly beside Bay Station. Make sure you walk in the right door now, depending on where you're going. And here we are back on Bloor Street. She's making good time. And here we are at Bay. Walking past the Holt Renfrew store. It's a very high-end department store.
Oh, it's a bench.
Thinking maybe I'll continue on to Church Street and then walk south through Church-Wellesley Village. I'm curious to see if it's also on the quiet side tonight. Things just seem a bit subdued. And here's Yonge Street.
I don't know for sure yet. Wait.
Oh, the wind is blowing dirt into my face. That's not very good. This is the new location of the W Hotel. I'm not sure if that's open yet. I think it's slated to open in the very near future. This car doesn't know which way it's supposed to go. Mad radish. You don't want to have to deal with a mad radish. And here's Church Street. I never noticed that a Z-Teca was located here. That's a place where you can get burritos. I'm always on the lookout for places where I can get burritos. Snow just coming into the northern end of the Church-Wellesley village.
Sen şu direksiyonda oturuyorsun ya.
I just wanted to get around her so I didn't have to contend with her cigarette smoke. And here's Charles Street. Whoa, this car is not waiting. A couple of entitled douchebags.
Yeah, it is. When it rains.
course, the main Pride weekend is coming up, and this entire area will be swarmed with hundreds of thousands of people. And I think the main Pride parade on Sunday would regularly get over 1 million spectators. So we'll see if those numbers are back up to normal again after 2 years of very limited celebrations. Lots of it was moved online. I don't know how you're supposed to celebrate this sort of thing online, but they tried. Don't stop me now. I feel like here's Stormcrow Manor. It's sort of like a bar/restaurant for aficionados of geek culture. I've never been, but that's what I've heard. And I do enjoy some aspects of geek culture myself. I don't know if I'd classify myself as a full-on geek, but maybe some people would. I think everybody has a little bit of geekiness in them. Here's Dead Dog Records. Got some Beach Boys, got some Bowie, Tom Petty, the Stones, the Chipmunks, and the Chipettes. There's one to add to your collection. So this is Church-Wellesley. This is considered the heart of the neighborhood. And things are definitely quiet all around downtown tonight. I wonder what the King Street West nightclub district is like tonight. I mean, it's not dead or anything, but it's just not as bustling as I thought it would be. As it can get almost like a street party, just on a regular weekend night in the summer. Soy Boys, that's a good name for a restaurant. Guess you can get some good veggie burgers there. So here's where a lot of the more well-known clubs are here, or bars. I don't think there's many full-on clubs left in the neighborhood, but there are plenty of bars with dancing, of course. I think the last big nightclub in the neighborhood closed down a couple of years ago. And I'm talking full nightclub. Like something from the 1990s. That style of big clubs seems to have died off for some reason. Things have moved to a different style of nightlife. If you want to get an idea of what the neighborhood was like in the 90s, you could watch the show Queer as Folk, the American version, which was shot here in the village. And it was standing in as Pittsburgh, of all places, which doesn't really have a full-on neighborhood of this sort.
Like, well, then 27th after faggot for blocking me.
Sorry, I don't have any change. Sorry.
Okay.
So that's about it for the Church-Wellesley village. Wood Street is usually considered the southern end of the neighborhood here. So I'm going to start to wrap up this video as we approach Carlton Street in front of the old Maple Leaf Gardens, which is now a Loblaw store, which I do frequent, as you would know if you watch my videos. So leave a comment below if you enjoyed the walk. Starting on Bloor Street West, right by Varsity Stadium, we walked eastward into the Mink Mile and then took a look at some of the Yorkville village, and then continued on east to Bloor, down to Church, and then down through the Church-Wellesley village. So if you enjoyed the walk, let me know your thoughts. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And also make sure you hit that notification bell, that way you won't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal and via my merch store, and also via the new recently enabled super thanks button right down below. So, oh, one more thing. You can also find me on Instagram under KContinuum. That's what I wanted to say. So thanks for watching, and be sure to keep checking back, because as always, I will continue